G'day, welcome to the Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. We have got another fantastic program for you, packed full of garden inspiration. Lots of hints and tips to get the best results. Here's what's coming up on today's show. Mother's Day is just a week away and we've got the perfect gift for your mum. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. I love growing potatoes, and now is the best time to get them into the ground. And we'll continue our journey through some of the best gardens of Europe.
Dig, 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 digging around. Dig, 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 digging the ground. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
A lot of us are spending a lot more time in the garden these days, and it's not such a bad time to be out and planting. In fact, this is the best time of the year as far as I'm concerned. And it doesn't matter whether you're putting in flowers, edibles, seedlings, any of the fruit trees, or even general shrubs. It's a terrific time to get them into the ground, but make sure that you've improved the soil massively first. When you see an amazing garden, no matter where you are in Australia or the world, there's a commonality with everyone where everything else might vary. That is, great gardens all start with great quality soil. And if yours isn't the best, or if you just grow a lot in your garden, you'll need to boost the soil's health. And it really doesn't matter if you're growing fruit, vegetables and herbs, or if you're growing flowering shrubs. They all need to be grown in a healthy, nutrient-rich soil. Fertilisers have changed a lot over the years. They used to be all about NPK, fast release, and all about results. These days, there's a lot more holistic approach to it. It's all about boosting the soil's health, improving the nutrition for the microbes in the soil, and then them feeding the plants. It's come a long, long way. Healthy soils need a combination of minerals to support healthy plant growth and development. Seaweed, which will stimulate young root growth and development. Humic acids, which increase water absorption and water holding capacity of the soil. They greatly improve the soil. They increase plant root growth and the plant's metabolism and help plants deal with environmental stresses too. But how do you get all of these things together to spread through your soil? I do it by adding this relatively new product to any new garden bed that I'm setting up, just like this, where the soil really needs a good boost. This is the Sea Soil Plant and Soil Booster. It is absolutely sensational stuff. It's got all those ingredients in it, plus compost, plus organics, so you really enrich and improve the structure of the soil, feeding those microbes and ensuring your garden gets off to the best possible start. The application can be done in a couple of different ways. When laying out a new garden bed, simply mix into the soil before planting anything. And if you're adding the odd new plant, grab a bag and add a handful into the base of the planting hole. Or if you've got existing beds and you just want a boost as autumn arrives, then scatter and scratch into the soil with a cultivator around the outside of your existing plants. Now, this is probably the most important tip I can give you. You've got to make sure you wash this stuff in after you put it down. Doesn't matter whether it's been scratched into the surface of the soil or where you've planted. You've got to really give it a good water, wash it in, it activates it, gets it going, and this just does the world of good for the soil and subsequently for the plants. In fact, if you've got any of those high energy plants, roses, any of the flowering plants, or vegetables or fruit trees, now's the time to be getting this into the soil. Your garden will love you for it. Now, here's quite an unusual fruit. A lot of people wouldn't really know what it is. You might look at it and say, well, this could be an apple, and it's not a bad guess. It's a member of the apple family. It's called quince. It makes the most amazing paste. Generally, this is a fruit that you would actually cook, so you cut it up into pieces and you would boil it to make the paste, or you could boil it in Cointreau for about 25 minutes and add it into a bowl of vanilla ice cream and have the most amazing dessert ever. After the break, more garden inspiration right here on The Garden Gurus.
Whenever I'm not flat out in my landscaping business, which is a fair bit these days, I like to take a more leisurely approach and enjoy a spot of gardening. And what a beautiful time of the year autumn is for us gardeners, folks. And it's the perfect time to do some late season pruning before the cooler months. You can't beat a good pair of secateurs, which you should have on you at all times, especially when you're in the garden. Secchies are perfect for pruning up to around 22 millimeters, or roughly the thickness of your finger. But don't do that. This is where you should be cutting just above the node with a slight angle away from the leaflet or branch. That's the traditional method, although some people dispute this, saying that a right angle, 90-degree cut reduces the surface area of the cut and therefore gives faster healing. The idea of the angle is just to get the water away, like that. For thicker branches, you need a good pair of loppers. They're like a giant pair of secateurs with long handles and more leverage and power. The trick to pruning hedges and plants like the Morea is to prune them regularly, because that encourages dense growth, and that's what will keep your bush nice and tight. And if you've got good quality tools, you not only get a better job, it's a lot more fun too. Watch this. You see? For the higher hedges and harder to reach areas, you can't beat the telescopic shears. As the name suggests, the handles slide in and out or up and down, much like a telescope. You just push these yellow buttons in, slide out, and away you go. You can lean in further without bending over and doing your back. We can reach up high without getting the ladder out, snipping away. Oh, that feels good. Stronger, sharper tools mean less strain on you, and ergonomic handle design means more comfortable operation and less fatigue and more enjoyable gardening. I've always had a keen eye and passion for quality tools because I just like my tools to last. And I always remember some wise words of wisdom a client of mine shared with me years ago. He said, "Nige, you just can't afford to buy cheap tools." And you know what? He was right. And he was a multi-millionaire too, so I listened. Now, these Wolfgarten tools come with a really long warranty, so there's no more buying cheap tools every couple of years. You've got a lifelong companion.
It's that time of the year again. If you've got olives, you'll see they're starting to come in and colour up, ready for harvest. Now, the interesting thing about olives is they are wonderful to pick and obviously pickle, or if you've got oil varieties like this, they're wonderful to squeeze the oil. But if you're gonna think about getting yourself some moisturiser, then think about using oil that comes from your olives. In fact, just squeezing it like this is more than enough. In fact, you grab it and you rub it into your skin and it feels so much softer immediately. And the reason for that is that olive oil is often used, at least the essence of it, in many of the very, very expensive moisturising creams that you've got. So if you want nice soft skin, grab your olives, use it nice and fresh, and you will feel fantastic. And you smell pretty good too. After the break, more brilliant gardening advice right here on The Garden Gurus. It's that time of the year again when we start to get some amazing harvests coming out of the garden. And this one has to be one of my favourite trees. It's the pawpaw or papaya. Technically, the name really should be papaya because it refers to the tropical species, and pawpaw refers to the American pawpaw, which is a completely different genus. But these little fruit are absolutely exquisite this time of the year. The tropical papaya is not always people's favourite fruit, as sweetness can vary dramatically. But the flavour is just one element of goodness that this fruit brings you. Now, the thing about papaya is it is so good for you. It aids in digestion, so if you've got problems like heartburn or reflux, this is a great fruit to end a meal with, particularly those heavy meals, meat meals where you just basically have a small piece, and because it's got this enzyme in it, which actually softens meat, it helps break down the food, it helps reduce that reflux. It's absolutely delicious. It's fruit worth investing in, and growing them is simple from seed. If you plant seed now, you'll get many plants. Pop them into pots and keep them in a warm spot, ideally a glass house, over winter, and then plant out in October, November as the ground really starts to warm, in a nice sunny spot. One plant you should be harvesting now, but sowing in the springtime and summer months is this one behind me. It's a herb from South America. It's called stevia. You've probably heard of it. It's 30 times sweeter than sugar, but it has no calories at all. So it's incredibly good if you have any of those blood conditions where you don't want lots of sugar in it. The way I use it, well, I do harvest it and dry it this time of the year, but normally I just pick a leaf, throw it into a cup of tea, and it's so sweet, it just makes it so good. You should be adding this one to your garden. For those of you wanting to lose weight without cutting back too hard on the things that you love the most, then this might be something you want to try growing. It's a shrub, but it's not the plant above the soil you'll be interested in. It's what's going on underground that's amazing. So this is it, the famous ground apple or yacon, and it is an incredible plant, so good for you. Now, a lot of the goodness gets down to the fibres inside. They stay in your gut a long time and it improves your gut health dramatically. The other thing is that it is sweetened by a non-soluble polysaccharide, a non-soluble sugar that actually binds with the other sugars in your gut and takes them out of your system. It's absolutely delicious and fantastic when added to salads and also just eaten raw, just like an apple. Crunchy, sweet, cross between an apple and a pear, I'd say, in its texture, but absolutely delicious. And if you want to grow them, full sun, nice sandy soil, perfect. They'll do really well. Yum. 1 potato, 2 potatoes, 3 potatoes more. Once you grow your own spuds, you'll never go back. There's nothing better or easier than growing spuds at home. And in most parts of Australia, this is the perfect time to get started. And doing so could mean a trip to the garden centre for seed potatoes or just to the pantry for those that might have gone a bit green, have a little bit of growth emerging. Now, when it comes to having potatoes in the house, if they start to get this green colour emerge on them, it's not an unusual thing because if they're exposed to bright light, you'll get chlorophyll develop. Now, chlorophyll in itself isn't really a problem, but there is a toxin that also forms in there, solanine. It's a kind of alkaloid that's very, very harmful to your body. So you don't want that occurring. If you get anything that's a little green like that, what you want to do is plant it in the garden. It'll grow out, you'll get a beautiful new plant producing lots of potatoes. It's an easy way around that particular problem. The older potatoes generally have eyes, spots where shoots will grow from, and the best thing you can do is cut your potatoes up into 2 or 3 pieces, let them dry for a while before planting them out. You can easily grow potatoes in garden beds. Simply hoe a trench, and when it's been laid out, pop your potato pieces in the trench at 20 to 30 centimetre spacings. Then gently pull some dirt over them, not burying them too deep. Now, as the new growth shoots start to emerge from the soil, you want to keep mounding the soil up alongside. And as the stems get right up high, you really want to have great big mounds. So we're going to have 3 big mounds running all the way through here. Now, the interesting thing is that each plant will produce around 5 kilos of potatoes. So just from this garden bed here, we should have at least 50 kilos of potatoes, which is a lot of potatoes to eat. Another option, if you don't have lots of room, is to grow them in pots. Simply pop some soil in the bottom of a pot and the potatoes on top. Cover them lightly, let it shoot, and then cover the stem as it reaches for the sky. Keep filling and leave them until the plant flowers. Now, once it's flowering, you'll know it's time to harvest. And the best thing about this system is you can actually pick the potatoes as you need them. There's no having to store them in the kitchen, the risk of them turning green, and you being exposed to that toxin solanine. You don't want to do that. You want to grow them just like this. And if you want to know how to do that or grow them in the veggie patch in a garden bed, all you have to do is simply check out our website. If you've got an orange tree at home, you might have this question, which we're getting asked a lot through our website at the moment. Why are my oranges splitting just like this? Well, there is a very good reason. When the orange tree sets its fruit, it'll set the fruit to be a certain size. And that's based on the environmental conditions, how much water it's getting, how much nutrients available to its root system. Once your fruit is set, if you go and feed it and add lots and lots of water to it, the fruit will actually expand and break open just like this. It doesn't matter to the tree because at the end of the day, the seed's developed, it'll fall on the ground and new oranges will emerge. But it does matter to us. We want the perfect orange. So if you want the perfect orange, once your fruit is set, don't go feeding it, don't go adding extra water, and you'll end up with beautiful fruit. After the break, more brilliant gardening advice right here on The Garden Gurus. I've continued my journey with Viking. On the long ship, we've landed in the beautiful German city of Cologne and then taken a 45-minute car trip out to Brühl. This particular feature behind me, the Augustusburg Palace, is a World UNESCO Heritage Listed Site for both the building and also its gardens. Now this is an optional excursion as part of your cruise with Viking. It's one well worthwhile taking because it gives you a chance to learn about, well, the 18th century when this was all built and the Prince Archbishops lived here. Augustusburg Castle is a vast and splendid example of Germany's Rococo architecture. It is considered to be one of the first significant buildings of its kind in Germany. Even now, after more than 400 years, the castle has not lost its majesty. Because of its grandeur and the museums here, it's considered to be one of the most beautiful Renaissance castles in Central Europe. Well, the thing that I love about the design of this place has been how they've been able to retain this beautiful parkland between the formal gardens and the palace itself, and the hunting lodge, Falkenlust, which is positioned just back there. Now, by keeping these, you have this wonderful natural environment that's been retained, and it would be beautiful to walk through any time of the year, but take a look at it in autumn. Those autumn colours are just spectacular. Many renowned artists and architects were involved in the building of the palace's gardens and grounds. The Baroque gardens here were created by a man named Dominique Girard, who was a student of André Le Nôtre, the master gardener of Versailles. You can really see the French influence here. Girard created a landscape styled after the popular French patterns that emerged from that era. The central piece of the garden is the parterre garden. Now, it's absolutely beautiful, and its origins date back to the 16th and 17th century when the French first developed and designed them. Now, what makes this so special is the symmetry of the gardens. Each of the little bands, which are box hedges, will actually be separated by grass, gravel, or sand. And what really makes this stand out as a Baroque style of parterre garden are the water features, those big ponds that sit behind me. Now, they'd normally be full of water and they'd be overflowing through the spring, summer and early autumn period. But during winter, they have to empty the water out so the pipes don't freeze and burst. The garden uses several techniques for formality, for creating line, form and shape. And pleaching with lime trees is one thing they've done exceptionally well here. So these limes are growing down a beautiful avenue, but this actually frames the edge of the garden. It gives you those lovely straight lines. Now, the way they pleach is quite simple. They've literally bottom pruned the trees up to a certain height. They maintain them at that level at the bottom, but they've also pruned the top. During the summer, it provides a wonderful shady spot, but always providing a vista out over the formal gardens. During the winter, the leaves will, once they've coloured up and fallen off, will allow sunlight through. So on a warm day, it's a really pleasant place to go for a stroll. The Baroque garden parterre underwent an extensive restoration through 1933 to 1937, and today it represents one of the foremost examples of an 18th century European garden. Even formal gardens with hedges and sculptured plants like topiary need renovation every few years to ensure that the plants remain strong and healthy. Now, this kind of garden is completely unique. You're not going to find a Baroque style garden in Australia. So you have to make sure you get over here to Germany at some point to really check it out, because no matter what time of the year you come, it's always beautiful. Well, how spectacular is this? Now, this is one of my favourite plants in the garden, the banana, and you just can't go wrong. I planted this probably 5 or 6 years ago. I remember it was a single little plant. I've been feeding it with Troforte. This year we'll get at least 5 or 6 huge bunches with these magnificent hands that are just so sweet. There's nothing like homegrown bananas. That's all we've got for you this week. I hope there's a little bit of inspiration there and in the stories you've seen today. If you want to know any more information from today's show, all you have to do is check out our website. You can download fact sheets and also watch videos. And if you've got a question, become a friend on Facebook. We love answering your questions. I'm Trevor Cochran. We'll see you next week for the Garden Gurus.